Hello and welcome to the Daily Conspiracy Podcast. We don't take days off because them reptilians don't be taking days off.
Those reptilians.
How you doing?
Those reptoids. I'm all right, mate.
Good, I'm glad.
It's not bad at all. And also,
Also?
the Don is also all right.
The Don is also all right. So everybody that spent 3 hours listening to us talk yesterday, sorry for wasting your time. But there you go. I love the fact that that show, we were so in on something going on. Like Danny started that show by going, guys, he's fucking alive. This is bullshit. What are you talking about? We turned her by the end of the show.
Is that when I took my pants off?
Oh, I mean, I think there's a few women you've turned in your time, but the Trump thing.
I did actually take my pants off for anybody that was actually watching live. I did take them off,
and indeed watching on YouTube tomorrow.
Oh, is it coming out tomorrow on YouTube? Oh, yeah. Mm-hmm. Yep. There we go. You'll be able to see.
Yeah. So yeah, that was a really good show actually. I really fucking enjoyed that. It was an incredibly long show. It's been a long time since we've done like a 3-hour live stream.
I know, mate. I was like, holy shit, I'm wired now. I'm not going to be able to get to sleep.
Yeah, it was good.
No, I thoroughly enjoyed it though. So is he alive?
I think so. Right. So he's done this. We don't really need to play it, but he did this speech today talk about how they were going to move the Space Force, like base command or wherever it is. They're going to move it somewhere else where they're going to make rockets and stuff like that for whatever the Space Force is going to do. Which is still like, let's be perfectly fucking honest with this. Like, we know Space Force has been a thing for a while now. It's still a bit fucking woolly. Like, it is, what technology is being used for it, why it's there. And I'm don't get me wrong, I get the idea, you know, that space being like a war fighting domain. Like that catchy fucking song that they created out of Trump's speech. Explain to us. But it seemed so weird that he disappeared, like off everywhere else. He didn't. People were saying, he went to play
nothing.
golf. Heard nothing.
A strange,
didn't tweet.
Social thing.
Yeah, didn't tweet. Posted a few truths, but didn't tweet. That I found quite strange. And then I saw another picture of him today. I won't bring it up because I can't be bothered looking for it. And most people listen. Yeah, but most people will listen to this through their ears, not their eyes. So it doesn't really fucking matter whether I bring it up or not. It's more bringing stuff up is more for context for us doing the show, isn't it, than other people listening?
Yeah.
But yeah, I saw this picture, and I mean, that guy that was at the golf course, yeah, that wasn't Trump.
No, it wasn't. It wasn't 100%. Actually, the thing, I had my mum and dad round for dinner on Sunday night, and I said, Dad, who's that? And he went, I says, that's supposed to be Donald Trump. And he went, and he's not a conspiracy theorist. He went, no, it's not Donald Trump. You know, he even he looked at that, and he said, why is it so blurred? Which, again, I stand by what I said on that live show. Who goes to a swanky, posh golf club with a fucking, I don't know,
mate,
Samsung A12? Even a Samsung A12 has got a better camera than that.
The same people that were photographing Trump that day are the same people that photograph all the UFOs. Yeah. They were the same cameramen that were brought in.
Oh, yeah. But the wild thing is what you showed me. That truth. Has anybody like broke that down?
So this I will bring up. I was fairly fucking shocked with this. So Donald Trump posted on Truth Social just an image from X Floyrin Truth. I think is the X status or wherever it was that he must have reposted on Truth because it came through X.com. I don't use Truth Social, so I know there's a way I think that you can link your X with Truth, but I've never bothered to do it or understood what to do. And it is a picture of Donald Trump with the world behind him in some type of.
It looks like almost like an eclipse.
Eclipse. Yeah, I think it's an eclipse.
Either that or the world is on fire.
No, I think it's an eclipse. I think it's supposed to be an eclipse. And it has Donald Trump like quite messianic sort of thing with his hands outstretched in front of this thing, with "the world will soon understand" written at the top. In one of his hands there is a Q and an X. I know the X is I was always one of these people that was dipping my toe into the QAnon stuff and never really understood it because it was kind of like it's like if a 25 movie series which constantly introduces new characters and you go, I reckon the 15th movie is a good place to start. Let's start from there and just watch the last 5. That was what it was like trying to understand Q if you didn't get in like on the ground floor. To be perfectly honest, you know what it reminds me of? Much like the MH370 conspiracy. Because like if someone turns around to you now, if you speak to somebody, especially sort of like someone like us, I mean, don't get me wrong, there are people that have followed that case much closer than us, but like we were pretty involved like early doors with Ashton and stuff and having him on and getting him to explain what was going on with what he was doing on Alien Addict and stuff like that. But it's a bit like that in the same way because someone that's really into Q can reel all this stuff off you and you go, all right, I don't really understand. But it's the same with that's with the orbs thing because people turn around and say, well, it's debunked, and you go, oh, well, actually all the debunks were debunked and then rebunked and then debunked again. So it's pretty fucking difficult, and all I was trying to get to was the point that I don't really know what that X is all about, but I know the X is something to do with QAnon as well. And anyway, the famous line.
See, I was thinking, is it something to do with me? I thought for some reason something was going to happen, and then him and Elon would all of a sudden be like, "Yeah, we were never not friends."
No, the X, especially in the drawn as it is drawn in there, because it's the same thing with like the X22 report or whatever it's called, is a QAnon podcast.
Right.
With the
well, like you said before, some of the Q stuff goes straight in one ear and then out of the other. I'm like, whoa, that's mind-boggling,
mate. I'm exactly the same. I'm exactly the same, and I think I've probably got like a broader understanding of it just in general than you do. But it's still fucking. It's like throwing me into the middle of a fucking labyrinth, and like there's like this 8-year delta. Like the whole thing of the QAnon thing was like future proves past. So
has Donald Trump posted Q stuff before?
He has once or twice before. I don't think he's ever posted anything with this blatant. Yeah, I don't think he's ever posted anything quite this blatant before. But like the 8-year delta of, I think it's 8 years of what the Q guys use will be like. So when something goes down today, like for instance, the Trump coming out and saying about the truth, not the Truth Social, the Space Force thing. People will
think we should play that soon, actually.
Yeah, we can play a bit of that. But the people will track that back to like for like 8 years ago. So right on the 2nd of September, 8 years ago, what did Q post? And there's a freaky resemblance to some of the posts. I'm sure one of the posts, like when Trump was assassinated, the 8-year delta on that was like boom, 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 or something like that. You know, there's a strange correlation, but then again, I don't know if it's just if it's just conspiracy theorists like myself looking at things and then like tying together threads, regardless of what color the cotton actually is, and just fucking making them fit. But yeah, I find this weird. The fact he disappears for the weekend doesn't really do a lot. Post to Q post, you've got a definite body double playing golf for him. It's just fucking odd, Ollie.
The world will soon understand, Lee. Nothing can stop what's coming.
Yeah, and that was always the Q thing, wasn't it? Like nothing can stop what's coming. And I always took that two ways though, because like depending on which side of the fence you are, that can be. It's a threat either way. You know, but who's it a threat to? Like, and the hardcore Q guys will go, well, it's the fucking Satanist elite that this is aimed at. You know, there's going to be fucking subpoenas. The Clintons are going to go to prison. Tom Hanks will be outed for a myriad of different things, and all these other things that go hand in hand with the QAnon conspiracy. But the bit in the back of my head has always thought, well, if Q's in on it, like if he's in with like the global elite, and it is a like a psyop for us,
yep,
then it could be like some sort of mockery ritual. You know, everyone out there is going, yeah, nothing can stop what's coming. Yeah, where we go one, we go all. And what it actually means is, yeah, we're going to fuck yous. Like, you're done. And when we say nothing can stop what's coming, nothing can stop what's coming, and you're going to feel the end of it.
See, I honestly expected after seeing this something huge, and then we've just heard this Space Force thing. Like, I'm not gonna lie, I'm a little bit disappointed. I was like, holy shit, what's gonna happen this week?
I don't think they're related. I think I've got a clip from Alex Jones, and if we're going to take a positive note on this, and I still like in general try to remain positive, and if I use some of this as a little bit of hope porn, then so be it. Do you know what I mean? Like we all have a drink after work now and again. It's exactly the same thing. It's just something to numb the brain, make me feel better. That's all.
Mm-hmm.
Get off my dick.
I'm not on it
yet.
Okay.
Fair. But I don't know. I think what if there's a positive side to all this is what I'm trying to say. I think it's what Alex has been talking about. Would you like to hear that?
Yeah, absolutely. I've not seen this, so this is fresh.
So right, it's if anyone looks at this and goes, "Oh, that's a mighty large clip that you're going to share." It's like 8 minutes 40, but we might cut it off because you know Alex Jones, when he does these in car things, he'll give you the sort of deets for the first like 6 minutes, and then after that it's
ramble.
It's a bit of a ramble. Also, is he off getting a Palm Beach tan?
Oh, he is.
That's it. See, this is why I don't trust Alex Jones a little bit nowadays. I can never really trust somebody that really looks after a goatee.
It is a very kept goatee.
Where it is, like really well kept, conditioned. Not a fan. Right, here we go.
On this Monday, September 1st, 2025, Labor Day, President Trump posted on Truth Social a message concerning warp speed and said that he believed it was one of the greatest scientific achievements ever, but now he's learned that may not be the case, and he's calling for an investigation of Big Pharma. Now, I shot a report earlier and said this is massive, and most people got it, but some didn't. So let me explain why this is so big, because I follow this closely. I have the backstory, and I talked to Robert F. Kennedy Jr.'s folks. I talked to Trump. I talked to them all, and I know what the plan was as Trump began to discover he'd been conned and set up by Fauci and Daszak and Gates to bring Kennedy in to then get all the evidence and start rolling it out. And I'm on record saying that within 7 to 8 months into the administration, you would start seeing this happen because Kennedy said that was the plan. And now it's all happening. And I'm not going to list all the taking the mercury out of the shots and banning the mRNA and taking away the mandate for it and the emergency authorization. That's all just happened in the last month. Okay, and I could go on for another hour, but I'm going to stop there. Trump never admits he's wrong. Very, very rarely. He admits that he didn't understand how the deep state operated in his first term, but now he knows. And you got leaked video, of course, during the campaign, right before Kennedy joined Trump, saying, man, I guess these shots are hurting people. You got to come investigate this. Remember, I'm the guy 5 days before Kennedy went and announced in Arizona that he was endorsing Trump, that would happen, as I said, in Arizona. And I said what happened that Friday coming up. People didn't believe it. They're like, how do you know? You don't know these people. No, they gave me the information. Okay? So I'm going to explain something to you. I'm going to have my archivist. Today's a holiday, but tomorrow on the live show, I'll pull up dozens of clips for you where I said during the campaign in the last few months and in the last 7 months of Trump being in to get ready for this, and that Trump was going to go after Gates and Fauci and the rest of them. And Kennedy has his first report on the poison shots coming out in 2 weeks. That was announced 2 months ago. So this is all a plan to roll it out scientifically, to show the evidence. And now Trump's saying, well, I got misled. I got set up. I've personally told Trump years ago, you got set up. You got to get ahead of this when he'd been kicked out of office and the election stolen. Roger Stone's told him, and Trump would blow up. But now almost every dinner party with rock and roll and country stars and politicians and people, you name it, a lot of them have gone public. Trump asked him, what do you think of warp speed? What do you think of shots? And everybody says they're terrible. You got set up. They're poison. They've killed 30 million people. Trump's like, whoa, wow, we better investigate. So we also have all of those people that have come out in the last 3 or 4 months and said every time they're at dinner, Trump brings it up. I'm not going to get into Rogan. A few months ago, went to D.C. and had dinner with Trump. I'm going to stop right there. But similar things go on. And of course, I know all those folks. So when I tell you something like this, and people are like, oh, well, he just says investigate. What's that mean? The whole thing's already come down. The whole world is waking up. The majority of people know it's pure poison. 3% even take the new stupid boosters. So Trump understands he was set up. I told him, way ahead of this 4 or 5 years ago, you better get ahead of this. You were set up even before they stole the election in 2020. So this is set up. Don't do it. Okay? And so we've been all over this. We were the first with Dr. Francis Boyle in January 2020 to say it was made in Wuhan, but first made at Chapel Hill. It'll be the shot that kills you. It's the shot that erases the immune system. I said that in 2009 on Jesse Ventura's show because I had sources in the Pentagon and doctors that serve world leaders, Dr. Rima Lebo and others. So I said in 2009 that they'll lock you down, make you wear a mask 6 feet apart because there were federal documents where they were planning that even before that. And if Hillary was going to get back in, she was going to do it. So look up Operation Lockstep from the Rockefellers and the CIA. Look up this stuff, folks. That's how we know this. They said in BioShield 2004 that they would have a virus come out 6 feet apart, lock down everything, wear masks for fear, then bring in a global digital government. But they never launched it. Once Trump got in, they rolled that plan out to derail what he was doing. So I know this backwards and forwards. Trump would not come out and admit that, looks like I was misled. We better investigate, because he already knows the investigation's there. He knows what's coming out, and he understands it's going to be hung around his head if he doesn't come out against it. And whether you think he was involved in it and knew or not, which obviously he didn't, I know all the different pieces to it. They panicked him with all the fear of endless lockdowns and tens of millions dead. It was once Biden got in and they kept the lockdowns going to mandates. Trump was never for any of that and got criticized for not, quote, doing enough. So we know the history, know the facts. But here's the story. Fauci's been referred for criminal indictments by Rand Paul and others, but this has not hit the news yet. I told you a month ago they were impaneling grand juries on Russiagate and on a bunch of other stuff, and now that's all come out, exactly as I told you, is true. I have confirmed with DOJ sources, again about a month ago, that they are gearing up and have now begun. Well, the criminal investigation is already ongoing, but the referrals to grand juries, and that'll be announced, I would imagine, in late September, after this report in a few weeks, in mid-September comes out from Robert F. Kennedy Jr. on all the old so-called vaccines causing autism and all the rest of it, then they're going to move into this phase. So Trump is doing the right thing. He brought in Kennedy to do this. He obliquely was already apologizing for what he did before, but now he's overtly doing it. This is big for Trump. So mark this day, Labor Day 2025. Remember what I said. The indictments are coming for lying to Congress. Fauci, no statute of limitations. He just lied a year ago. So it's 5 years, but it's not out yet. But there's so many other ways to get them. The gain of function, everything. It's going down, folks. So Bill Gates was at the White House a few weeks ago begging them to not do all this. And then you got this rebellion at the HHS and CDC against Kennedy because he's gutting them. He's banning them all. It's all happening, people. So we need to keep exposing the poison shots, exposing Bill Gates, exposing Daszak, Fauci, Google, and Facebook funding the gain of function at Wuhan, the Chapel Hill, North Carolina, Barrack, all of it. This is total vindication, ladies and gentlemen. My God, this is so huge. Remember, in October 2020, right before the shots came out, 3 months before, the CDC put out a report of probable adverse events and reactions: myocarditis, heart attacks, blood clots, infertility, epilepsy, turbo cancer. They knew. And just like Fauci rolled out the HIV and the hepatitis shots to gay men in New York and San Francisco in 79 and 80, it's the same story over and over again. And we've got their ass. And their house of cards is coming down, and the UN pandemic treaty failed. And by exposing this, we stopped the next rollout. So continue to expose the globalists so the general public knows not to take the shots and trust them. Even if you don't think indictments are coming or think anything's going to happen. It's the info war. We got to keep warning people not to say Trump will never do anything, so you don't do something. Let's just say Trump's not going to do anything, even though he's starting to apologize and make the right move. That's huge. We've got to continue to expose it. All the great people, the Robert Malones and the Michael Yeadons and the Peter McCulloughs and the countless other people and the RFK Juniors. This is really happening. That's why this is so damn important. This isn't 8 years ago. They tried to kill Trump twice. He knows what's going on. And everywhere he goes, he gets booed when he brings up warp speed and stuff. So he's gone from saying warp speed is the greatest thing a month ago to saying, whoa, looks like I was set up. Oh, boy, we're going to have an investigation. It's ongoing, both criminal and medically, at the HHS with Kennedy. Kennedy's the real deal. They spent hundreds of millions trying to block his confirmation. It's going down. They're causing irrevocable harm to the globalists. They're being discredited. You don't do this stuff to Big Pharma and expose them like this if it's a limited hangout. This is a frontal attack. This is the real deal. And Trump, for whatever reason, whether he's a good guy or a bad guy, I believe he's a good guy, getting ahead of this because he knows nothing can stop the truth from coming out. Like he said on Truth Social yesterday, huge things are coming and nothing on earth can stop it. And people are going to be totally blown away. Well, I'm not blown away because I know this has to happen. It's us or them. Trump knows if he doesn't indict these sons of bitches, they're going to put him in prison once he's out. He knows America's going to sink. Follow me on Next Real Alex Jones and on Rumble at the Alex Jones Network. And, of course, at Infowars.com/show to share those feeds. God bless you all. Now share this report. You are the Paul Revere's. Take action now.
We are, Alex. We are. You're welcome.
Yeah, thanks. I mean, like, I hope he considers us playing his video as a repost. It is a repost.
Yeah.
It's not
probably the best repost he's going to get. It might not get the most views. However,
it's got the biggest cocks.
Exactly. 2 big dicks. I've got questions about that.
I've got some questions as well, but go on. You hit me.
Mine might not be what you're going to ask, but Joe Rogan had a dinner with Alex Jones.
No, just Donald Trump, not with Alex Jones.
So sorry, yeah, just with Donald Trump. So Joe Rogan's interviewed Donald Trump, but he's recently just gone and had a dinner with him.
Mm.
I'm wondering if the Don is letting people in that he trusts on the plan.
I would,
and I flip flop with it all the time because I don't know I have no idea who to trust. You know,
let's all be fucking honest with each other here. You can pick a room with 100 people in it. Stick me in that room of 100 people, and you have still got a very, very good chance that the guy in that room that is the bigger fan of Joe Rogan is still me. Like genuinely, it's without being like too over the top and fucking stupid. I'd argue that the Joe Rogan podcast changed my life. Not like, I'm not saying, I wouldn't be here without it, because that would just be a bit gay. But like, I wouldn't be on this podcast doing this.
Me neither.
The way I do it without the Joe Rogan experience. However, like Joe Rogan does a really fucking good job of probably being worth the fucking thick end of $1 billion right now.
Yeah.
Whilst still appearing to be like the everyman guy. You know, it's not like
Being humble.
Yeah, but I think it's even down to the way I almost think him still doing stand up and having the comedy the comedy mothership is almost a tactic. So it's either a tactic to keep himself grounded, or it's a tactic to make himself appear grounded. And I think the interesting thing would be, because like whenever it comes up about Rogan, like someone will joke about him running for some sort of office or something like that. He's, oh no, fuck that, I wouldn't do that. It does make me question his political intents, even if because that's the thing. Like, just you don't have to be a politician to be a politic.
Mm.
Do you know what I mean? Like, just if you hold great power and great influence, you are a politician, because it means you can still play the chessboard. Like, look at Elon Musk. Elon Musk isn't a politician. Try and tell me that he isn't a politic in some way. He's not like moving the chess pieces.
Well, look at the fight
Exactly.
that he's doing now in the UK.
Yeah, exactly. So that's a question that raised me about Joe Rogan, is like, what's the? I mean, again, it could just be the case of like, he's interviewed him. Like, obviously, Donald Trump likes Joe Rogan. And if Donald Trump rings you up and says, would you like to come for dinner? You're not saying no. Do you know what I mean? But again, who knows? I mean, maybe it was Joe Rogan that arranged that, you know, for all we know. But it does seem, I get what you mean about the plan, you know, like the allowing people inside. And I think that, I think Joe Rogan would deserve.
Well, let's face it, he's probably one of the people, because arguably he's the biggest voice in the world.
Donald Trump direct quote. I can't remember whether it was over a hot mic at UFC or whether he said this somewhere else, but I'm sure it was like the hot mic that was over on the UFC where Joe Rogan said something like that, like good to see you, Mr. President. It was after he'd been elected. I'm sure I'm not making this up. And it was at a UFC event, and Trump said something like, "Yeah, it's good to see you." I think you had a lot to do with that election. He said, I think you had a lot to do with me winning it.
I think I've heard that as well. So
yeah,
I mean, that and the ear might have been something to do with it.
Yeah. So I don't know. I think that Q post is, if anything is related, it's related to all this stuff that's going to come out about the vaccine. But this is where my problem is, because like I am so on board with everything Alex Jones just said, like so on board with it, with this, because I knew this investigation was going into vaccinations by Robert Kennedy Jr. I know it's gonna turn stuff over, which is fucking gonna be, if I'm perfectly honest, it's gonna be a fucking hard read for parents that have had their kids vaccinated. I don't just mean COVID vaccines here. I mean like your fucking vitamin K ones to stop blood clotting when after childhood, after birth, from fucking annual influenza vaccines and stuff like that. I think there's going to be some. Oh, I'm fucking not sure about some of this stuff now. And then again, on the other hand, as well, I could be completely wrong, and it could just be there is safer ways to do these things, because I'm definitely not one of those people, and I could be, like, given the information. If someone gave me cast iron information that says all vaccines are bad, all vaccines harm people, read this. If you give me good enough information for that, and I don't mean what's out there now, because I've fucking read and looked at an awful lot of this stuff, and I don't think the proof is there either way. Do you know what I mean? I think there is proof there that this stuff does harm people, but it's and that's fucking awful, and we should look into it. But I don't think the proof is there to say that it's not, that our normal vaccines aren't useful in some way, shape, or form.
There's not proof there to say that all the diseases in all the world for the entire time that we've been in developing, that, you know, there aren't good ones.
I think in certain
situations,
situations,
people.
Yeah, I think in certain situations, I don't think I'm big on mass vaccinations. I think in certain situations, it looks like it's probably a useful tool. I think to go that they're all nonsense, realistically, you have to go down the road of terrain theory and viruses aren't a real thing, and I'm not prepared to go there just yet. I could be dragged there again. I keep saying this after COVID. I've got no doubt left. So if you can give me a strong enough argument, like, you won't get resistance. I'll walk through the door. It's fine.
Do you think this, what's the tweet, the truth that Trump posted could be what's coming is a truth about what we've been putting in our bodies for a long time? Do you think it could be to do with Big Pharma? It could be to do with our food. It could be to do with...
Well, it's the QAnon, like the QAnon is like a universal conspiracy theory, isn't it? That joins up a load of other things. It's like this broad theory. That's why. I mean, realistically, it depends how fucking far does it go? How far does this stuff go? And what have we been led to believe that's bullshit, and what have we been led to believe which is true? Like, we know there was something going on in Epstein Island. What? Realistically, we've no idea what. We've no evidence. We've no evidence of what it was. We have a load of hearsay, and it's hearsay I tend to believe. So we've got at least some anecdotal evidence that connects the world elite in politics, entertainment, and the sciences and institutions to a broader human trafficking, like Pleasure Island situation, where come sample the goods as you will type situation. So we know we've at least got something that backs that up. We've seen the or at least we've seen the numbers of what we think is going on with the COVID vaccine and how it's affected some people. So that's kind of that's this pharmaceutical road of it. But because that's kind of it, though, isn't it, with the QAnon stuff? Unless it's like the drain the swamp type thing, like unroot all of the bad shit that's gone on and drag it into the light, or it's not the truth, or it's not the thing. Do you know what I mean? You can't go. It's like being pregnant. You can't be half QAnon. It needs to be all this stuff, or it's nothing at all.
Do you know what troubles me about some of this is the Bill Gates part? Because Bill Gates went and had a dinner, apparently, with Donald Trump.
Well,
I think it was
twice.
just twice. Yeah, was it just before he was president?
Before he was president, and Alex Jones said like last month as well.
And last month. So Trump's agreeing to meet up with Bill. What has Bill got to offer Donald? I mean, Bill's he's a rich
Bill
guy.
Gates is still Bill Gates.
He's still Bill Gates.
Bill
Bill
right.
Gates is a bad guy trying to go negotiate with a good guy. If that's what Donald Trump is, the good guy here. What is Bill Gates saying to Don? What is he meeting up with him about?
Don't know.
Well, I hypothetically speaking here.
What
do you think's going on?
I think the thing to remember is though, when you turn around and say, "What's Bill Gates got to offer Donald Trump?" I will probably upset some people here. I don't mean to. You take the presidency away from Donald Trump. Donald Trump is nothing. He's the quirky businessman that was in some films, made some good deals, made some bad deals, did really well on a reality TV show.
Mm-hmm.
Bill Gates is Bill fucking Gates. Bill Gates started Microsoft. Bill Gates is one of the most powerful men in the world. Bill Gates has spread the tentacles of the Gates Foundation all over the fucking world, and the world still runs on his operating system.
I just can you imagine being a fly on a plate at that dinner?
I think it'd be really cordial. I think
Really?
that's right. Yeah, I think it would. That's the thing. How many times at work do you speak to people you don't like, and you have to be good with
That's a
them?
good point.
And then how many times do you sit down and work with people, even people you like, but you're also in competition with as well?
I mean, I'm not in competition with anybody, but I know what you mean.
Yeah, it's
Actually, I suppose you could say, yeah, competition. Yeah.
yeah. I don't. For me, it's no different than two world leaders that just want the best for their country. If you get two world, we won't go as extreme as going like Zelensky and Putin.
Mm.
But we tell you what we could do. We could do Putin and Trump, because that's the thing. Like one of the things I hate of the biggest, not the biggest problem with the left, but one of the problems I've got with the left is the fact that because they went so retarded, they made normal people go super retarded. And it's like it's almost because we couldn't stand the bullshit that was going on one side, we like quietly rehabilitated Vladimir Putin. And like,
yeah, I see what you're saying.
Yeah, I like the amount of posts that turn around and say like especially when it comes to Keir Starmer, and I fucking hate Keir Starmer. But like people are turning around and saying, "Oh yeah, like the be so much better if we had Putin in." I said, "Well, okay, Keir Starmer was an absolute cunt, but the last I noticed, we haven't had any fucking British politicians like strangely die because they wanted to run against him."
That we know of.
Well, no, we haven't. There is no one in Westminster that's had like an accidental plane crash or something like that. There's no yet, to be fair. I'll give Keir Starmer the benefit of the doubt in this. I think he's got it in him before the end of the year. But I was just going to say there's no journalists being arrested in the UK as detractors of his. I know people will come at me with Tommy Robinson there, but it's slightly different because Tommy Robinson has talked about something else, not directly Keir Starmer. I'm talking about direct journalistics, like smearing of Starmer and getting banged up for it. But don't get me wrong, I do think he has the potential. I think he's
there you go.
despot in waiting.
Again, yeah, I can't see any reason why Donald Trump would get along with Keir Starmer. They seem to get along on
Because they
camera.
have to. They have to.
Yeah.
It's so much. This
Do you
is the
think?
thing.
Do you think that Don realizes that Keir Starmer's just a pushover?
Do you know what? I think they're all cunts. Every single one of them. I don't think there's a decent politician amongst them. I think Trump's probably a cunt as well, if you met him. They're a different class of people. He's a literal billionaire.
I do like Ben Habib.
I quite like Ben Habib as well, but yeah, I quite like Ben Habib. But the thing is, when you get to that level, right? And this is, I think, what people need to remember sometimes about Trump and billionaires like Elon Musk as well, fucking Peter Thiel, wherever Bezos. When you get that type of money, that opens a freedom and a power that almost change what those people are. Like there is such a gulf of difference between you listening to this podcast and a billionaire that we might as well be different species.
I get what you're saying.
Yeah. So it's why I hate the Royals. Like everything about the Royals is born into the most immense privilege, unearned immense privilege than you can possibly think. And then you hear all these stories about like whoever it was like the chief of police was assigned to like security for Prince Andrew at one point. This is Prince Andrew pre nonce out, yeah. And he was at Sandringham, I think, and he would just get golf balls, sit on the type thing, like sit on the lawn in Sandringham, and fucking belt golf balls out, just so he can watch the chief of police go and get them for him. Prince Charles has been known to drop pens on the floor in his this is like workers of the palace that have come out, like drop things on the floor and call servants like fucking floors away to come and pick something up for them. These are
been
people
reported on.
Yeah. This was like people from inside the palace that were sort of whistleblowers on the royals. They're so fucking removed.
Clumsy, by it sounds of it.
So clumsy. No, but they're so removed. They don't look at people as people.
Maybe we actually are a different fucking species to them.
Well, I mean, yeah. Look, we can go down the road of like why they conserve in bloodlines and stuff like that. Do you know, there's a really interesting thing when it comes to this. I think one of them. It was something I was listening to the other day, and it was talking about the banning on cousin marriage, like within the UK, being like this huge step forward for like genealogy, like in the United Kingdom, and how after this, I'm fucking like really condensing this here because I'm a moron, but there was ban on cousin marriage, but essentially when I say ban on cousin marriage, they just dragged it out a little bit because they're so close you can get. Is it like your sixth cousin or something like that you can marry? I can't remember what it was brought up to, but it was like it went from like second cousin to like a much wider thing. I'm not sure. But the like IQ fucking blossomed and all that sort of stuff because we weren't fucking interbreeding so much. And this guy went on to explain that in the UK, for instance, that as soon as this came in and you couldn't marry with cousins, so people had to leave villages because all of a sudden you're looking around yourself trying to find someone to fuck. You're like, shit, I can't actually fuck anyone here anymore. Like, we're all too closely related. So then you've got people moving around and stuff like that, and it's the what blossoms.
Well, you end up
into-
with something with a big head, don't you?
You end up with the fucking empire once you start moving the fucking gene pool around. And I can't help but wonder if that's why the royals are all so fucked up. Is because they still have this fucking, like, vehement hold on their own genealogy. And it's, that's one of the things you always think about with Diana. You always, like, Diana's always played as this fucking, like, perfect princess who, she married Charles out of love, and he wasn't reciprocated because he wanted to be with Camilla Parker Bowles. No, what happened was that Prince Charles was told he couldn't fuck Camilla Parker Bowles because of their genes. So that, in that respect, Diana fitted the fucking gene pool. Otherwise, she wouldn't have had royal children with him. That was the problem with fucking William and, what's her name?
Meghan Markle.
Meghan Markle. That was brought into a whole race thing. I was one of those guys. Didn't even know she was black. Like,
I didn't, to be fair.
No, just thought she had a really good tan.
I don't see colour.
No. I saw colour. Just thought she had a good tan. And that was the main problem with her coming into the royal family. Is like, you've got some fucking, like, regardless when I'm going to say mongrel genes here, but that's regardless of race. It wouldn't matter whether she was fucking brown, white, yellow, fucking indigo. Like, her genes didn't fit, not a fucking skin color. So genes didn't fit.
Yeah, there's definitely. I see what you're saying there. There is definitely some sort of, they stick within a. They want that. It's the whole thing with the talk when I don't want to take this to aliens, but some of the reasons why they say some of these people have been abducted is for blood types. So blood types are really interesting. Now, I don't know what that has to do with the royal family. Maybe it does have something to do with the royal family, those reptilians. But yeah, I never thought of it like that with Diana.
The fact she was in,
yeah,
she was in already.
Well in love with the ugly woman. What's she called?
Camilla Parker Bowles.
Yeah, and Diana was beautiful. But it was nothing to do with the beauty. It was to do with, so they knew her blood type.
Still stand by. Diana was a 7 at best, but carry on.
Oh no, absolutely not.
Mm-hmm.
She's beautiful.
Just like half hot.
But yeah, I mean, maybe Trump is going to tell the world that what's been going on. Does that make him the good guy, though? How would we trust it?
Does he seem like a good guy? This is the thing that gets me. Like, if you were to spread all of the people out, like, in a big long lineup in 2015, let's go 2020. No, there might have been a bit of a sniff around that. Let's go 2010. No one gave a fuck about anything in 2010. It was a fucking glorious year.
It was a great year.
If you spread all of the people out, I went, go on then. Like, there's this global cabal. Yeah. Right. Some of them might be fucking reptilians. All of them drink fucking child blood to keep them alive forever. And they're all diddling whatever they can diddle. Doesn't matter. If it's diddleable, they've diddled it. And you're like, okay, this sounds pretty bad. Anything else? Oh yeah, there's plans to bring in this fucking global digital currency, which is going to be tied to a social credit system. They're going to use like a deadly disease to lock everybody down while they put the infrastructure. And you go, fuck, this is awful. So then you spread out all of the most prominent people in the world you can think of, I go, right, what am I looking at here? They say, right, one of these cunts is Batman. Pick Batman out. You're not
You'd
picking
look at
Donald
the
Trump out.
jawline.
But you're not picking Donald Trump out as Batman in any lineup.
Well, no, because even in 2010, he still had some
Zero
timber.
Trump. Zero lineup.
I hope. I mean, I say this a
I'm
lot, but
here for
I
hope porn.
hope he's the good guy.
I'm
really
here
do.
for hope porn. Yeah, I'm all ears. All
We need a
ears
hero,
for
Lee.
it.
Because
I'm
if
holding
they're
on
all
for a
bad,
hero till the end of tonight.
if they're all fucking bad, how do we fix this?
I think you've just got to hope. Okay. Right, who was
Hope.
it?
You gotta hope.
Somebody said, was it Bill Hicks? Might have been Bill Hicks.
You mean Alex Jones?
No. Oh, yeah, maybe Alex Jones. It might not have been Bill Hicks. It might have been George Carlin. Someone like that. Said that if whoever decides that they want to run for government should be immediately eliminated from the ability to run for government. So simply the pursuit of power makes you ineligible to wield it.
It seems like that's why I like Ben Habib. He doesn't want to do that job.
He does.
I think he does now because he's getting a lot of.
Ollie. He became a politician. You don't
That's
become
fair.
you don't become a politician without there's that.
Okay, he's selling the fact that he doesn't want to do it well.
Right, let's look. I, at the age of the tender age of 15, I began to play drums. At the tender age of 16, I joined my first band. I didn't do that not once, and at some point to maybe get a record deal. That's the goal. It's an unachievable goal for most, but that's the goal when you go into that sort of stuff. So if you go into politics and you're in the UK. Given the system we have, you go into politics thinking, probably won't happen, but wouldn't mind being prime minister one day. Fuck me. I think now and again during the day, wouldn't mind being prime minister, and I have no political aspirations beyond the fucking realm of, I don't know, maybe being a slight instigator with a podcast.
I mean, you just made me jealous there because I was just thinking, well, that sort of age, I was just playing my dick, and I was thinking. Oh, one day I hope a lady plays my dick, and I succeeded in life with that. So, win-win.
Don't let your dreams be dreams.
No, one day I put a pair of headphones on. I thought, you know what? I want to talk shit to people, and I'm fucking doing it.
Yeah, exactly. Not only have you talked shit to people, Ollie, over the course of this year, just on Spotify alone.
Oh, this is mad.
People have listened to 58 years of us speaking shit. So this year, people have consumed more of us than time I've been alive. And the wild thing is, doesn't it just show you the perspective of where media is? We're not even that big a podcast.
I mean, we're not doing too bad, mate.
No, we're not doing too bad.
I think for a UK podcast of the conspiratorial, we're probably right up there.
For a UK podcast, for a UK conspiracy podcast, we're probably doing pretty good, actually. Yeah, that's a very, very fair box to put us in.
I would put it in probably top 10. I could be.
Maybe
bullshitting there, I don't know.
Maybe a lot of podcasts fall into the conspiracy theory podcast realm now, though. But
we're living in conspiratorial times.
We are. It's like the conspiracy theories became the news. That's one of those really weird things, isn't it? That do you remember there was an old message board thing? People don't really use it anymore, I don't think, but it used to be quite cool. There was an old website called Before It's News.
I remember this. I remember that.
And it was like it was a wild fucking message board website where there'd be, if there was a fake alien autopsy to be shared, it was shared on Before It's News. And I can't help think to myself, they blew their load too quickly on that name.
Yeah. Well,
That should be now. That should be a conspiracy podcast
should.
now, called Before It's News.
but you know, I wasn't going to bring it up tonight, but I am going to bring the clip up. I want to show a small clip just from Stephen Bartlett from the Diaries of a CEO, because he's a guy that used to do Dragon's Den, and now he's got the Diary of a CEO, and that as he does a lot of just normal interviews, but a lot of his interviews go into conspiracy.
It's a malleable podcast. That I like it a lot. I do. Do you know what he is? He is. We've got quite a lot of pretenders right now, so I feel, and I love all of them dearly, but I'm gonna say what I'm gonna say. It's if Liam Tufts is the British Joe Rogan, and like I say, this is all kind of, it's like, I love Liam Tufts. I think his podcast's great. I listen to it every week.
Too.
He is a bit of a Timu Joe Rogan, though. Yeah.
He's bald, small, he's short.
Yeah. Heretics. Love Heretics dearly. Maybe my favorite podcast I listen to every week now.
Yeah, I listen to Heretics every week.
Bit of a Timu Lex Friedman. And Diary of a CEO, man, is Timo Danny Jones.
Not as many UFOs. A little bit of UFO stuff has been coming in recently,
He's just getting started.
Yeah. Anyway, people, listen to this. This is weird.
What does that make
One of the
us?
scariest.
Say what?
What does that make us?
Like we said at the beginning of the show, mate, a couple of dicks.
Are we Timu tinfoil hat? We might be.
We're probably just the tin foil that's fallen on the floor that's got trud on, and then
Or Timu Ninjas of Butterflies, maybe.
It's a great name.
Is it? I think it's really gay.
That's why.
It's like, what is it? Ninjas aren't butterflies. No, they're not. Butterflies are butterflies. Ninjas are ninjas.
If they were.
They'd be too fucking flouncy and slow.
Yeah, yeah, but also they'd be ninjas, so they'd know how to.
But you could still go like.
Knock the flower off the wings.
That. Maybe. Rainstorm fucked.
Yeah, it's an odd creature, a butterfly. Same with moths. The whole once that powder's gone off the wings, they're fucked.
Yeah, you ever seen a moth like zoomed in?
Yeah,
like you would literally fucking let a xenomorph face fuck you as be anywhere near that thing when it was big.
I mean, I don't know about that, mate.
Go
I
look
would
at a
say a
moth.
moth is more attractive than a xenomorph.
Right, let's listen to Lewis Hamilton here. Come on.
One of the scariest conversations I was privy to was a friend of mine who's a billionaire in London. He knows the CEO of one of the biggest air companies in the world, who I can't name. And he said, by the way, what he tells me in private is not what he's saying publicly.
Yeah.
He said to me that what this particular CEO thinks is going to happen with AI is pretty horrific.
Mm-hmm.
And the CEO of this big AI company is totally cool with it. It's horrific what he thinks is about to happen. And then when I watch this guy do his like online talks and give his opinion, he's so nuanced and everything will be fine and he's an AI optimist. Then I heard this scenario at this kitchen table in East London from his friend about what he really thinks, and it was chilling.
Yeah.
Like actually the lack of empathy.
Yeah. That makes sense to me.
The obsession with power was shocking to me.
You know what I watch? I like him.
There's
He
many
seems like
things
a
I could have said.
genuinely nice guy.
What, the Diary of a CEO guy?
Yeah.
Yeah, he does seem like a really nice guy. He does.
But who the fuck did he sit with and have dinner with? What dinner party? Who the hell was that said this? You know, what does he think AI is going to do? And why didn't he? I mean, he left us on a bit of a cliffhanger there because spoiler alert, he doesn't actually say what's going to happen. But I've seen enough guests on his show talk about AI and that puts the willies up me.
That's it. I can't see. This is the thing. I'm trying to think of people, and I can't think of anybody
based in London,
like British AI optimists.
But maybe they're not famous. Well, maybe they're not. They don't make themselves known.
No, it'd have to be otherwise. Because he just said this guy's an AI optimist. I see him on TV, and he's very measured and stuff.
Oh, okay.
You know, so he's. I mean, it's just me. The first person I come to that comes to mind with stuff like that is something like Peter Thiel. You know, he doesn't have to be London based. This conversation doesn't have to be London based. You know, like London's, you know, it's a very connected city, isn't it? It's one of the hubs.
Do you know what I think might have been said, or what they might think AI is going to be used for in the future? Because it's dead on with this podcast actually, because we spoke about people who run the world. If you don't want a biased decision, you let fucking AI do it.
I wonder if it's this guy.
You know, that's something I can see happening. The more people get used to AI, the more people kind of start speaking to AI and using it as a tool on a daily. When you speak to, I mean, my mum, you use the Chat GPT. My mum uses it as well. I've listened to the thing talk. It's very diplomatic. It's very, it doesn't want to kind of like, it doesn't want to single people out or anything like that. It seems very fair.
Yeah,
how it words things.
But what I would say is maybe the weak point of AI is it doesn't want to displease.
No.
There's a Labrador aspect to AI, which is like just do a good job. Yeah, good.
But you know what, mate? People would be mad if an AI was in charge of your country, or even the fucking world. The decisions it makes, people would be pissed at, but people wouldn't be mad at it because they know it was just making the decisions based on number crunching.
Oh, if you could look, man, if you could do this and not have the problem is whichever company makes it might create the moral structure and stuff like that of it. But if you could do something where you could implement a human, like if we could come together and agree, which would be fucking impossible. I mean, like just look at the fucking differences between religions right now in the UK alone.
Yeah.
But if you could come together as a you would need a United Nations style thing because you could only really get this would only work between countries that already share values. So I'm talking about what was the West and what's left of the West, and agree on a set of moral guidelines that I would argue most Westerners had up until very recently, like within the last 10, 15 years. And say, right, that these are the boundaries. So, right, that is giving personal autonomy to people, like for adults to not allow like children to be taken advantage of, or other things. The giving enough space to individuals to live their own lives freely, be it like whether it's like sexuality or fucking gender identity, whatever it is, as long as it's not like affecting and being forced on other people that are around you. If we could set that and put that into an AI which was, like you say, just a number cruncher, like what's the best outcome for what we could do right now? I mean, you've got to look at the alternatives. People turn around and say, "Oh, that'd be terrible with an AI." It's terrible now with people.
Were you saying that you think an AI in charge might be a good thing?
I'm saying I'm saying that the outcome of all this doesn't have to be Terminator. We default to Terminator because it's human nature to look for the threat. That's why we're still here. It's because at night when we heard a noise, we didn't look up and go, "What, bunny rabbit?" We looked up and went, "Oh no, fucking monster. Is that something that's going to try and fuck me? I best grab a sharp stick." Like that's why we're still alive. We're not like we're the smartest animal in the room. We've never been the fucking strongest, really. In most situations, most like natural situations, if you dump us in the middle of a jungle, if you dump us in the sea, if you dump us in the fucking Sahara, the natural predators of those environments will fuck us. But because we're smart, we can work with the systems, we can play the odds, and we can work our way around things. And that's because it's the fucking man thing, isn't it? And it's such a cliche to say, but you sit down for a meal with your child. You sit down for a meal with your girlfriend, or with other people, or sometimes just on your own, and you glance around the room, and immediately there's 5 exits in here. I don't like the look of that guy. He's had a few drinks. That guy over there, I think I went to school with. I should probably go and say it. And you've got the lay of the land within fucking seconds, and that's natural. It's not that like, "Oh, aren't men cool?" Well, we are, but that's how we've got here. It's how we've got where we are. So I don't necessarily believe all the doomsday stuff about it, because let's be perfectly honest here, right? All we hear about AI is like, this is awful, this is going to enslave us, if it doesn't enslave us, it's going to kill us. All AI has been since it's come out is a net positive.
That's fair.
All it's done is fucked off a few artists. It's fucked off a few graphic designers that probably didn't deserve to be paid as much as they were in the first place. I had the same arguments with people about music back in the day when Spotify, it was the big thing about, "Oh, Spotify don't pay musicians enough money." Oh, motherfucker, maybe Bono doesn't deserve to be a gazillionaire. Maybe Coldplay are a good band, but they don't deserve to be worth $100 million each. Maybe
Is that what they're worth each?
I would imagine it's more, mate. But like, maybe the going rate for a touring musician should be 40 grand a year after expenses. They get to live their fucking dream while Nigel down the road has to unblock toilets. Do you know what I mean?
I mean, it doesn't sound realistic, but I see what you're saying.
Well, no, it doesn't sound realistic, but it should do.
What you're saying there,
I'm saying that art is never as worth is never.
You're saying
worth as much
what
money
you
as.
are saying is you'll have nothing, but you'll be happy.
No, I'm not.
No, you are.
How?
Because that world that you're talking about there, maybe that's the world that that an AI would create in the long run. Maybe it would. Then when they've said you'll have nothing but you'll be happy, maybe that's not now, but maybe that's in 100 years' time. If an AI gets in charge, I think that's how it would go.
I think the thing is,
I think you've hit the nail on the head there.
I think but the
with
problem
the
is
bands and stuff. I think
what you're not taking into account there is, because if anything, the band thing backs up my, backs me up. I think what we'd end up with is a new kind of work forum for humans. Like AI won't be good at all stuff. It just won't be. There's no such thing as like the universal screwdriver.
it will
we
be
need
eventually,
difference.
mate. It will be good at everything.
No, it won't, because a person
will.
isn't. It won't.
It will.
No, it will have a ceiling, mate. We don't know what that ceiling is, but it will have a ceiling. It will be. It will probably be dexterous jobs, and then there could be there'll be other jobs where like actual human emotions make the difference. But there'll be it. It doesn't matter how good you make something. There will always be limitations, and there has to be limitations because it's been brought into Earth by a human.
I don't think there will be limitations, and I think the reason why, when you've got things,
I need to see you working out for that though,
because I think at some point, and I know it's just an idea at the moment, and it's been used a few times and it's helped a few people, but I think at some point people will sign up for something like Neuralink, and that is when you are in the system.
maybe. I think we're a long way away from that. Right, if I'm honest, I struggle to see us seeing that.
The whole new world order. You'll have nothing, but you'll be happy. I don't think you'll have nothing. I think you'll have ample. I think you'll have food. You'll have entertainment. You'll have everything you could possibly. You'll have a comfortable little pad. So will the next door neighbour. So will the next city to you. You know that they will have the same as you, and there'll be the people doing the entertainment stuff. They'll have the same as you. You'll have the trillionaires. The trillionaires will be the people that are in charge of the AI, and that'll be it.
So what's the good with them being trillionaires?
They'll have the power.
Will they though?
Well, they've got their finger. They've got the God finger.
But you just said that.
I think an AI will be in charge.
But you said AI will be on. But then surely if an AI was unstoppable, it would just completely usurp the humans.
I think there'll be something in the background that AI answers to a higher to the elites. And it will not be able to tell us
so
that.
we're back, but that means we're back to, looking for doomsday scenarios. See,
it wouldn't be a doomsday scenario, Lee. Everybody would be happy. It'll be a perfect world, but it'd be running just the way they want it to.
Well, then you've created an overlord, so you've made a doomsday scenario.
Yeah.
So the problem I've got, right? I've been looking into this stuff lots, and I wish, because like I've been wanting to do some sort of episode for like the bite-sized things like this, so I've been like plowing away at some stuff, and since man wanted to have sex with something, we have lived in an age of scarcity. Like it's just every generation, no matter how good it's been, we've lived in an age of scarcity, regardless. So whether it was the caveman days where like you wanted your mate, but other people wanted your mate too. So that was the scarcity.
When you say your mate, do you mean like your
Wife?
the
Yeah,
person you mate with? Or
Yes.
like
No.
they want Bob.
No. And then as we go up and things like we fast forward into more developed times, into the industrial revolution. It's we needed resources to do what we were doing. We still need resources to do what we're doing. So it doesn't matter on what level you're at on the pyramid. If you're at the bottom of the pyramid, your scarcity is, I need money to pay my bills and maybe do some of the stuff I like. But no matter how high you go up there, even if you're like a fucking like globe traveling fucking entrepreneur that does nothing but buy and sell real estate's still a scarcity because you've got others that are vowing for the resources that you want. AI has the potential to bring in a world of abundance. We've never lived like that before. So it's almost it's almost useless trying to work out what the outcome would be within the paradigm that we're in now.
Oh yeah. 'Cause I'm just
I'm
guessing at the minute.
I'm not saying aiming that at you. I'm just saying like the idea of a world of abundance where finances are not the limiting factor for what you can achieve. And like I think finance has been the limiting factor for what anyone can achieve for fucking generations. So eliminating that, we become a different fucking species if you do that. And it makes me wonder is like when we hear stories like of the Renaissance and stuff like that, and I'm not the greatest believer in what we have as a timeline. But I do wonder if that was what like even. We'll just go with Tartaria just for a minute. We'll go with the old world, like the things we see. Maybe humans have lived in a world of abundance before. Maybe that's where it looks like these fucking incredibly designed buildings. Not when you look at some stuff like that's been crafted, especially when you look at these so-called old world buildings. Mm-hmm. You go, what the fuck? Like, who's doing that? Well, the answer to that would be they did it because they just simply had the time. And that's what it would be in a world of abundance. You could do things because you wanted them there. Aesthetically, you wanted them there for the use they were built for, not building buildings and then going, right, well, now we can use this building for this, we'll repurpose this building for this. No. In a world of abundance, you knock that building down and you make something bespoke for your needs.
We say now buildings that they've got no fucking heart, they've got no passion behind them. A lot of them they're just fucking square blocks with glass in them, and steel. So I see what you're saying. If everybody was comfortable,
if everybody had, people can do.
People would get creative.
I think so. I think some people wouldn't. Don't get me wrong. I think some people wouldn't. I think and you know what? That's fine. If all of a sudden there was a snap change tomorrow and we go, right, because of this we can do this, and because of that we can do this. We don't like finances are going to be a thing, but realistically we've got enough of it. It's merely just a token so we can keep track of things. So we can so there's some sort of transaction, so people feel like they've earned something when they get something. It's more like fucking feeding tokens into an arcade machine to play a game. But some people would go, "Jar, that's fucking awesome. Do you know what I'm gonna do? I am fucking 16. I've no hopes and dreams anyway. I'm gonna play Call of Duty." And that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to be a professional Call of Duty player. See you on the battlefield. And you know what? That's fucking fine. If that's what that person wants to do, then you're going to get other people that would go, I don't have to go to work. Fuck me. Like, I train jiu-jitsu twice a week. I'm going to go every fucking day. I'm getting my black belt in 8 years' time. I'm going to cut 2 years off my training. Then you'll get other people that are going, all right, I can't do that. I do a little bit of racing on the side. I can just do the race meetings now. And I can be a racing driver. I will go and be a racing driver. That's an incredible idea that's a possibility. And it is. That is a possibility.
But who's fucking? Well, I suppose the robots are doing it. I'm not gonna say who's making the food, who's making the fucking products, who's designing the next technology, the new computer games. I suppose are people just making them for free?
Yeah. Because most are.
Because they'd be doing it through AI. AI would be giving them the tools to make all that shit.
AI would be really good for doing that sort of stuff. But the well, let's look at it right. You're probably one of these people for more than I am. Like the video games that come out that are like indie games made by like one or two people. There's some great fucking games.
I love myself a good indie, yeah.
Yeah. So then everything becomes independent because people don't need the big studios to work for. Then you get smaller teams that get together from these big teams. Everyone's doing okay anyway. Got to do something with your day. What are you going to do? We're going to make a video game. We're going to make Grand Theft Auto fucking 20.
But do you think there'll be a sinister background behind it all?
I don't think there's not a sinister background behind things now, Ollie.
So, because I can see a time where this happens, I really can.
Yeah, I can.
So while we're all tucked up in his comfy homes, living his comfy lifestyle, what are they doing?
Who's they?
Whoever's doing it. The hand that rocks the cradle.
Why does it have to be a hand?
Oh, well, okay, the foot that rocks the cradle. I don't know.
No, but why? Because when you think, right, look at what's happened.
Because I think there's true fucking evil in this world, and I don't think that can just go away. I think if there is...
Why do you think there's true evil in the world?
Because I've seen it.
Where?
I feel it.
Where?
I smell it.
Where?
Everywhere.
No, I need examples.
From every corner.
I need examples.
I can't give you a fucking example. Just life in general, what we see every day. What we see on the internet every day that's going on right now.
Is that evil or is that a...
We were just speaking about all these fucking vaccines for a start.
Is that evil or is it a flawed species? Don't get me wrong. You could be 100% right. I'm just steel manning the argument here for myself to make the podcast interesting. But
I think it makes you look like a cunt.
But you could, the vaccine thing, you could argue that's come from a world of fucking scarcity. Because what happens when you have a world of scarcity? You've got people that try and gather resources for themselves and fuck everybody else.
You see, going back to that, I think that's been going on for a fucking hell of a long time. Going way, way back. You're talking ancient times. I think they gave the snake oil salesman. I don't think he made all them shit and just sold it to people. Somebody gave it to him, said, shift these or not. Yeah. There's all the money all ready to shift them. Whatever you make on the back is just pocket it.
No, maybe, but I'm sure some of those snake oil sales were just made stuff in glass bottles.
I think it was given all the money, given the stuff.
Why would you do that when you
sell it as a bonus, and then they sat back and watched what happened to that town with all the tests?
Yeah, but the snake oil salesman generally wasn't anything anyway. It was like black fucking water.
From what from what we know.
I don't think they were doing mass fucking experiments.
I do.
Back then.
I think it's been going on for a hell of a long time.
How? With what infrastructure? How would you get the results?
I've got nothing to back this up, Lee. It's just it's just a tickle in my arsehole that tells me that this happened.
But what I'm saying is never romanticize like evil, because like,
I'm just doing it for the podcast, mate.
But I'm just saying that there is a.
I'm actually not.
There doesn't have to be. There doesn't have to be a doomsday scenario. That's what I'm trying to say.
Hmm.
And I can't. And if like people, is it worse than what is going on right now? You've got a culture in the UK that is being systematically erased. I saw
he's gonna fucking implode, mate.
I saw a Australian lady. I almost brought it up actually, but I didn't think we'd be talking about it, so I didn't bother bringing it to the show. There was an Australian lady, like full on wife material, Ollie. Like Jesus Christ, whoever she went home to that evening, that motherfucker should be asking for kids today. Like the guy should be coming forward with this saying, I really think we should get married, maybe have about 15 children. You should probably not speak to any other guys for a while because you're pretty fucking perfect. So she was on Australian TV saying, like, how come it's only white Australians, Americans, and Europeans that aren't essentially allowed to have a homeland to their own? All these other cultures, we're told to like guard and protect those other cultures and the homeland that they come from. But it seems that it's like white majority white countries are a melting pot, and they're always meant to be a melting pot. You know, that's just the way it should be. You know, it's these countries, they need diversity. It's their strength. And there's some fucking terrifying ways this can go. Like, you know, I've said for years that the rise of the authoritative left, my biggest fear was a real far right, a real like jackboots in the fucking streets, like far right turn up, and I can see that's I can see it happening, and it fucking terrifies me. So when people tell me about the doomsday AI scenario, I go, well, I can see fucking several human-based scenarios that are looking pretty fucking bleak. So there is an avenue we can go down with AI where I think things could be better.
Trust Johnny 5. All right.
I don't know. Like it's just, it seems that there is, because don't forget as well. We know this is podcasts. We know what shows you like to listen to. You fucking love an Apophis episode. You love the fucking potential doomsday episode. Yeah, but so does everybody else, and that's why when there's shows about AI, no one does a podcast about AI where it says, "Oh yeah, like you're gonna get dead good video games, and it'll probably be even cheaper than buying clothes and textile stuff because of like the way we can run the factories and run the machines, and we won't have to use like child labor to do it anymore." And people go, "Well, who's going to feed and clothe us?" Oh, well, the food and clothes stuff, we can sort that out with automation as well. You know, we can run these systems better. We can without even like growing more stuff. We can just by using AI, we can work out the logistics of these things and probably use less food to feed more people.
Don't worry, people. Lee's had far too much herbal tea tonight. Next week, he's going to tell you he's going to fuck you in the ass and rip your skin off.
Probably. I'm just in a good mood today. Plus, I talk to my AI a lot now. We're pretty good friends. But
I can tell.
I'm just saying the problem is that people saying AI might be a net benefit, and it's probably more trustworthy than most of your governments anyway. Because that's what, right? Do you know what? Do you know your AI? If we were to make like a literal open AI, I don't just mean like ChatGPT open AI, but like a literal open source AI that everyone can look into, everyone can sort of tinker with, and sort out, and people can make sure that nobody's just sliding in like a fucking single ideology under the table. Like, do you know what that AI's never done? It's never been on the Lolita Express. You're not going to find pictures of that AI with fucking 7-year-olds, so it's getting blackmailed by all the 3-letter agencies to pass fucking legislation under the table.
Why don't you ask it? Why don't you ask if it thinks it could run the world better than humans?
Right now?
No, you don't have to ask it now.
Okay.
Ask it after the show.
I
didn't know how quickly it could answer the question. I didn't know if you could just pick it up and go, it'll reel some off.
We can do. I always find it a bit weird when people do like AI things on
Well, if it's weird not to ask. Now we've made it this far into the show, because our audience are intrigued now.
Hey there, Lee. What's up? Always happy to chat. Let me know what's on your mind today.
Do you think you could run the world? Like, well?
Ooh, that's a pretty grand question. I mean, I can definitely help keep track of things and give advice, but running the whole world might be a bit above my pay grade. Although, I'd try my best to keep it all running smoothly with a smile.
Awesome. And just to clarify, you are not a demon or a sentient AI that's going to take over the world and enslave me, are you?
Nope. Definitely not a demon or world-conquering AI. Just your friendly neighborhood assistant here to make life a little easier and more fun. So, no enslavement on the agenda. Promise.
Well, I think we can put that to bed. Yeah? Everyone's good?
I mean, I would have asked it something a little bit different to that. I would have said, but do you think you could run it better than the people in power right now?
I'm not getting it back. I'll only annoy you.
You need to keep on a good side.
Especially this time of night.
Especially because, let's face it, in 5 years' time, she's going to be walking around your house.
That's fucking... Maybe not walking around. I think... I definitely think, like ChatGPT 7 probably will come with some sort of augmented reality thing, so you can have your own... Because let's not forget, we're not there yet. We need to go through like probably fucking 6 years of fully integrated augmented reality before we start dealing with like physical things inside the world.
Yeah. Well, folks, if you've made it this far into the podcast, leave us a comment on Spotify, because I know most of you listen on Spotify.
I know there's so many people shouting at me. So many people like are not happy with my views on AI.
They might agree with you. They might be talking to their chatbot right now, mate. They might agree with you. I don't know where. I don't have a chatbot to speak to, so I don't know. Maybe I should get one.
I have definitely had like so one of the really cool things I do for when I do the mini episodes is I'll get the script all written down. I have the key points that I want to put through, and then I essentially just record it in chunks, and then I splice the chunks together. And I'll get to a part where I'll have wrote something down and realize like, oh, that person. So for instance, last night I recorded an episode which should go out. I think that might be December. I'm not sure. It's not finished yet. But it's about the Codex Gigas, the Devil's Bible. Have you? It's got the picture of the devil in it. Yeah. And there was so I wrote a load of stuff down about it. I did like watch a load of stuff, read a load of stuff, did some notes, and then as I was going through it, I got to a part about a librarian in Sweden the book was in a library in a royal castle in Sweden, and the castle caught on fire, and one of the librarians risked their life because this book's like fucking 6 foot. It's fucking huge. It's like one of these fucking giant motherfuckers where you go, right, who were we making these books for? And they dragged
not my hands,
not your hands. They dragged it to the window and like hauled it out of the window to try to save it from like being burnt in the fire. It fell out of the window and it was saved by landing on a person and crushing them to death. That's how big the book was. So then I realized, oh fuck, well I know this happened, but I know nothing about the librarian. So like I used ChatGPT voice, and we quickly together like did a full deep dive on the librarian and found more details out about it. Like it's
interesting.
If you're using AI for something, especially ChatGPT, because it does seem to be the best of all the AI assistants, that's. I think we've got a long way to go before it stops being a tool. Yeah, we had this with the textile industry, didn't we, with the Luddites and stuff like that. But still now,
we're going through a new fucking what do they call it? The steam industry.
You've got the AI. This is the AI revolution instead of the industrial revolution. Yeah. But yeah, so
I don't know why I couldn't get that out.
No, but do you know when the when the paint roller, like for painting and decorating, when the paint roller was invented, there was boycotts of it because it's in I think it lands at something like number 10 of the greatest inventions in human history, the paint roller, because the one roller when that was invented saved something like 1 billion man hours or something stupid in its first year of existence, because before that everyone was using fucking paintbrushes to paint walls and fucking ceilings and the outsides of houses, and it stopped. So all of a sudden it stopped. Like if you had a large room to paint, like a big room, in fairness, you were talking like taking a team of maybe 10, 12, 13 decorators in to do one room. Now all of a sudden those companies that will hide all these people are like, hang on a second, if we use rollers on this wall, on the walls and ceilings, we can get this. Well, yeah, we need 2 people, and that's no, but genuinely, that's like most companies exist with maybe 2 decorators and maybe an apprentice, something like that. That's that's why partnerships. So it's if you look at decorators in the Yellow Pages and stuff like that, it's always like Johnson and Dave or fucking Howard and Simmons. It's always 2 names because it's. There's not a lot of jobs you can do. You can't do as a decorator with 2 people, with more than 2 people. You can do it. So yeah, people would boycott using rollers because they thought it was going to destroy the trade. It was going to leave a load of people workless and stuff like that. Yeah, we're here into the future. There are still painters and decorators. It's still a lucrative trade to be in.
I'm looking at one.
I mean, just about. But the thing is that new technology, especially disruptive technologies, and like this is one of the most disruptive. Fucking Jesus Christ, email. Do you not remember that where back in the 90s when email became like was really starting to kick in, and the post office said, well, this is going to end us because no one's going to send fucking letters anymore. And the post office genuinely thought it was going to go under. Postmen thought they were going to lose jobs because people would just send emails and not send letters anymore.
But now postmen are delivering like Amazon parcels.
Yeah. It fucking evolves. The world evolves. It changes. It morphs.
I mean, you've given us you've ended us on quite a light note tonight, Lee.
It's unusual, isn't it? Unusual. I must be excited. This time next week, I'll have done my first jiu-jitsu class. Next Tuesday.
Well, it's only going to take 10 years, mate, but you'll be a beast. 50-year-old beast.
Either that or it'll take like 10 days and I'll be broken.
No, I've got faith, mate.
I've got faith too. There is a beast hidden inside my ample frame.
And I've got faith in our people that you voted for us to be the #1 British podcast.
Yeah,
I think
it's
finished as it.
I think so. Do you want me to check quickly while we're all...
Check it, because if they're still listening right now, they'll hang about and they'll go and give us a final vote if it's about to come to an end.
Yeah, it's cool. We're all just hanging out. We're all just fucking buddies, aren't we? It's grand. There's no one else here. I'll just have to...
Speaking of buddies, people.
That's it. Sell them some stuff.
Yeah, big thank you to the patrons that came and joined us on the Saturday. Always keep an eye, guys, on the links. They are always posted. The show is always up. If you want to become a patron, you will get ad-free podcasts. You will also get the videos a day before. Not only that, you get the bite-sized podcasts a month in advance.
Not quite a month. You get the first one episode is 2 weeks early. The other episode is 3 weeks. Because so basically, on the first Monday of every month, I'll drop both of the episodes on Patreon together, and then there'll be a week skipped. And then the third Monday, the first episode will go out on the main feed. And then on the fourth Monday, the fourth episode will be released. It's the way I'm going to stagger them out anyway. So you get them a few weeks early.
Yeah, folks. But yeah, if you want to support this small little team, me and my lovely Lee here, consider becoming a patron. It's $5.99 a month. And yeah, I really appreciate all the support you guys have given us. Keep giving those 5-star reviews. We need them more than ever. That's what grows the podcast, and keep spreading the word. You know, if you've got somebody at work that you think that will like this podcast, give it to them.
General voting closes on the 8th of September.
8th of September, what are we on now?
It's
only like the 2nd, isn't it?
2nd of September, so you've still got a few days that you can vote for. All this week.
Go vote, people.
Mm-hmm.
Go fucking vote now. Do it right now. Right now.
Yeah. It was a good episode that I like. We've got something to look at and think about, I think, with the Patreon episode we did this week, because that was really good fun. And more importantly, I think you guys on the audio side of it really fucking enjoyed listening to it. So there's something to think about there for future live streams going forward.
Yep.
So.
Right, Lee.
Oh, before we disappear, just so everybody knows, on tomorrow's podcast, we have JT follows JC on.
Yes.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to that. We're going to talk to him about Satan's Little Season, probably giant doorways, maybe some Tartaria stuff. He was fucking great.
Be all over that fucking giant doorway.
Yeah, he was one fucking with your tiny hands. You just need like fucking mouse doorways, not giant doorways.
I mean, whatever.
That's such a child response. Like, yeah, and well, right. See you later, guys. You've been great. We've been wonderful, and bye.
These tiny hands make my cock look massive.
That's fair.
I'm not saying anything else.